Hey, what's up everyone? How are we all doing? Back with another video. Believe it or not, I recorded two videos in between this, a Jordan Peterson one and a Ben Shapiro one, but man, copyright looks after them guys, I tell you, man. They wouldn't let me put them up for shit. I tried doing all sorts as well, but you know, they won't let me have it. But someone said check out Alex Jones, and you know, it's the same sort of thing as the Ben Shapiro one. Piers Morgan's going to debate him on gun control for some reason. Like, I don't know why Piers Morgan thinks that Americans give a shit about what he thinks, because British people don't give a shit about what he thinks, so it's astounding to me. But we're going to get into it. We're going to have a look, and we're probably going to take the piss out of Piers Morgan. Now, I'm not 100% sure on who Alex Jones is. I don't really know his record. I know he's a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Someone labelled him as that. And I saw him one or two times on the on the Joe Rogan podcast, sorry. And but I can't actually remember what he was talking about. We're going back a while now. But if Alex Jones looks like one of them dudes that we could check out, we can definitely do that, man. But I just want to see Piers Morgan get bit into, basically. I thought there was someone at my door then, sorry. Let's get into it.
Anyone who's watched this show over the past few weeks knows I've taken a pretty strong stand on guns in America. It's not escaped the notice of supporters of gun rights, and it's led to a petition on the White House official website, no less.
Oh, just to let you know, sorry, this went up in 2013, so we're going back a while now.
It's entitled, and I quote, "Deport British citizen Piers Morgan for attacking Second Amendment." Take a look. More than 104,000 people have signed it so far. And joining me now is one of the people behind the petition, Alex Jones. He's host of the Alex Jones Show. Welcome to you.
Piers, thanks.
Hey, I'd sign it. I'd sign it, man. Get him out. Get him out. I wouldn't want an American weighing in on British politics, especially if you don't format your opinion like you actually know what you're talking about. Man, if I was American, I'd be pissed.
Thanks for having me.
Why do you want to deport me?
Well, we did it as a way to bring attention to the fact that we have all of these foreigners, and the Russian government, the official Chinese government. Mao said political power goes out of the barrel of a gun. He killed about 80 million people because he's the only guy that had the guns. So we did it to point out that this is globalism, and the mega banks that control the planet and brag that they've taken over, in Bloomberg, AP, Reuters, you name it, brag that they're going to get our guns as well. They've taken everybody's guns but the Swiss and the American people. And when they get our guns, they can have their world tyranny, while the government buys 1.6 billion bullets, armored vehicles, tanks, helicopters, Predator drones, armed, now in U.S. skies, being used to arrest people in North Dakota.
Okay, so, you know, when you listen to someone, it starts to bring back a few memories. It's very hard to keep up with it, isn't it? I think he's one of them people that he's thinking a lot of things and he's trying to say it all at once. But I didn't know Switzerland had guns. That's quite interesting.
Drones armed, now in U.S. skies, being used to arrest people in North Dakota. The Second Amendment isn't there for duck hunting. It's there to protect us from tyrannical government and street thugs. Take the women in India. Your piece earlier on CNN I was watching during Anderson Cooper's show didn't tell you that the women of India have signed giant petitions to get firearms because the police can't and won't protect them. The answer is, hey, wait a minute, I have FBI crime statistics that come out a year late, 2011. 20+% crime drop in the last 9 years. Real violent crime, because more guns means less crime. Britain took the guns 15, 16 years ago, tripling of your overall violent crime. True, we have a higher gun violence level, but overall mugging, stabbings, deaths, those men...
That's actually true, by the way. Just as a little fact check. It is a little bit misleading because it was violent crimes associated to robberies specifically that went up. Violent crime as a whole went up, yes, but a large part of it was due to linked with robberies. But I do get what you're saying.
15, 16 years ago, tripling of your overall violent crime. True, we have a higher gun violence level, but overall mugging, stabbings, deaths, those men raped that woman in India to death with an iron rod 4 feet long. You can't ban the iron rods. The guns, the iron rods, Piers, didn't do it. The tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? That's
Oh, so that's where the meme comes from. That is, some guy put it in the comments. The guy that wrote in the comments of the last video, 1777 will commence. You're the reason I typed up Alex Jones, man. Shout out to you. Oh my God, sorry, I've got to watch that again. I'm not even American and I'm getting pumped up.
took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? That's why you're going to fail, and the establishment knows no matter how much propaganda, the Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns. My family in the Texas Revolution against Santa Anna, my family was at the core on both sides starting that because Santa Anna came to take the guns at Gonzales, Texas. Piers, don't try what your ancestors did before. Why don't you come to America? I'll take you out shooting. You can become an American and join the Republic.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? I rate him, man. And even if I didn't agree with what he was talking about, when someone feels that passionate about an issue that their country has, always it shows his heart. You know, I rate him. I really do.
You finished?
Yes, I am finished. I'm an American and join the Republic.
You finished?
Yes, I am finished. You will not take my right. You go through background checks to get guns. How about Prozac? You know the number one. Oh, that's the big sponsor, isn't it? Or that whole class of drugs.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, got to cut that off, don't you? Don't want to talk about the U.S. number one cause of death is suicide now because they give people suicide mass murder pills.
Calm down.
Your answer is give more money to the psychiatrists and psychologists to put more crazy people on drugs that make them kill people, Piers.
Let's try and have a debate here.
Yeah.
Man, I can't keep up with Alex Jones. He does jump from one point to another. He's very what would you call it? Very eccentric. But at the same time, very excitable, very good to watch. I know a lot of people would probably hate him. I can imagine. It's a good watch, though. It's a very good watch.
To put more crazy people on drugs that make them kill people, Piers.
Let's try and have a debate here.
Yeah.
Answer me this question.
I'm sick of the same old script here, bud.
It's fine, bud. How many gun murders were there in America last year? Do you know?
There were about 11,458, and about 74% of those were gang-related, gangbangers shooting each other. You get 3,500 to 4,000.
That wasn't the
How
question.
many people died from infections in hospitals? 197,000.
Let me just ask you a second
That's
question.
right.
How many gun murders were there in Britain?
How
last
many
year?
great white sharks?
No, how many?
It's such a dumb argument. It's such a bad argument. There's less gun deaths in Britain because we don't have guns. There's more gun deaths in America because they have guns. Stop comparing one country to another. We don't have guns, so it's a pointless statistic. It's such a bad argument.
How many
Kill
gun
people
murders?
every year, but they're scared to swim.
Right. How many gun murders were there in Britain?
A
last
very
year?
low amount. I already went over those
How
statistics.
Many? Do you know?
It was only a few hundred.
No. How many gun murders?
I actually did pull up the statistics. Here, let me pull them out right here. I figured you'd do that.
Gun murders in Britain last year.
UK violent crime capital of Europe. London Telegraph. Here, let me
It's
give you
quite
more.
a simple question.
Well, that's the oldest.
You're a very loud man.
No, that's the
You
oldest
make a
Perry
lot of
Mason
noise.
tactic to ask me some little factoid.
It's not a little fact.
I hate it as well because I feel like it's being said as a one-up. Do you know what I mean? And it's very cringe as a British person to watch another British person trying to one-up us against another country. Like, we're better than you because we don't have gun deaths. It's such a dumb, backwards, pointless argument. It's infuriating to watch. Because then if I was an American watching this, I'd think British people are fucking wankers, they are. But that's what you think, isn't it? You think, God, we're having a debate about an American issue with an American on an American show, and you're trying to one-up us by bringing up British policy. It's so stupid. Fucking hell, man. I'm sorry for my language, by the way. I get carried away and I can just get into the video.
already said earlier,
talking about
England has a
country-
lot lower gun
try-
crime rate because you
let me-
took all the guns.
Let me try exactly
But
my
you've got
point.
hordes of people burning down cities and beating old women's brains out every day.
What a ridiculous
They arrest
statement.
people in England if they defend themselves. That's on record. My God, you've got a total police state. Everybody's fleeing that country because you've had to flee here, bud.
Okay, so what he means about that is, so if someone breaks into my house at night, this is so stupid, right? I'm allowed to use minimal necessary force. And now it's up to you to decide what you think minimal necessary force is. There's no details. But just as an example, a man a few years ago was an old farmer, and two lads... Oh, farmers can have rifles, sorry. Or some type of shotgun. Two lads broke into his farm, and he shot and killed them both, and was arrested, and he went for a big court appeal. And he got released in the end. But, like, if someone breaks into your house and I stab them, say, I've only got, I think, a knife in my bedroom and I stab them, I'll go to prison for murder. I will go to prison for murder for protecting my own home. Like, that's where we... So, a lot of people have, like, a baseball bat under their bed. Well, the thing is, bad guys don't give a shit, do they? Bad guys will come in with a gun. They come in with a knife. And you're there with your fucking... Your little baseball bat. Sorry, just spat then, sorry. But you'll have your little baseball bat. They'll have a gun. It's stupid. It's really bad.
You've got a total police state. Everybody's fleeing that country because you've had to flee here, bud. And I want to say this right here. You think you're a tough guy? Have me back with a boxing ring in here, and I'll wear red, white, and blue, and you can wear your Jolly Roger.
Okay.
You know what?
Let's try again. How many gun murders were there
Oh, you're going to ban your fist now?
in Britain last year?
How many
Jolly
chimpanzees
Roger.
can dance on the head of a pin? I already went over those statistics.
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
You said hundreds.
It's very low.
You said hundreds.
Yes.
It's actually 35.
Well, the point is you can...
Against 11,000. Do you understand
Hey.
the difference between 11,000
Yeah, England
and
wants
35?
to ban knives now because tens of thousands are getting
Right.
stabbed.
But do you
You're
understand
gonna ban
the
knives?
difference?
The
between
knife doesn't kill people.
It's not true. That isn't... You can't ban knives.
Do you
The
understand?
gun doesn't kill people.
Yes.
Listen,
do
you understand
between
you're not going to
35
pull on America's
and 11,000?
heartstrings. They know your script, okay? You're not going to get our guns. By the way, you guys always say, we just want to take the semi-autos, okay, and all this other stuff. When semi-autos aren't even, rifles aren't even used, but in a fraction of the crimes, you can pull those numbers up, okay? No, hold on.
No, let me ask you one question. Which weapon was predominantly used in the Aurora movie theatre shooting?
M4 AR-15 variants.
So it was a semi-automatic
Yes,
assault rifle.
again.
Okay,
But
next question.
statistically, it's very, very low.
Do you agree it was the single biggest shooting in the history of America in terms of...
Do you guys get bored? Because I probably imagine you guys hear this debate pretty much every day on the TV. And it's the same shit. Semi-automatics are responsible for mass murders, but the total sum of mass murders are literally nothing compared to the amount of people that die via the handgun. So that statistic doesn't really line up, and you just play the argument over and over and over again in your head, and you're just like, I'm just sick to death of hearing the same attacks, the same defences, the same comebacks. You guys must be fed up of it, man. I'd be fed up of it listening to this prick talk about it as well.
Do you agree it was the single biggest shooting in the history of America in terms of people hit by a shooter? Do you know that?
No, I believe that there were others. There's been some other shootings with about over 30.
No, this was the single biggest mass shooting.
Well, listen, you're just going...
No,
there have been bombings of Wall Street.
Let me ask you a second question.
Are we going to... Listen, why can't the
Let me
pilots
ask you
have
a second
firearms?
question. Alex,
We trust them to fly the planes.
Alex, you've had a lot to say.
No,
Just
my
answer
point
this
is the
question.
Second Amendment is sacrosanct,
Do you know,
and you're not getting it.
Do you know which weapon was used in the Oregon shopping mall mass shooting recently?
I understand that people who are mentally ill on all the
do you know
serotonin
what
reuptake
weapon?
inhibitors
Just
who
answer the
play
question.
these shoot-'em-up games
Alex.
want to go out and do this.
Alex.
Because there's criminals, I don't
Alex.
lose my rights, Piers.
Alex.
Because there's criminals,
Alex.
I don't lose my rights.
Just answer the question.
Yeah.
Do you know what the weapon used was?
Listen, let me ask you a question.
No, answer.
I've got the FBI
Alex.
statistics that, that
Okay.
the so-called
Let's take a
semi-autos
break.
that you talk
Let's
about.
take a break. When we come back...
Again, you're not going to get our guns.
When we come back, try and answer my question.
Yeah, all you're going to do is sit there and play little factoid questions. Overall crime's gone up over 20%.
Guys, it's so weird for me to watch not just Piers Morgan, but any interviewer, TV presenter, to have such a structured, rigid argument or debate. It's not even a debate. He's got some statistics. He's got some facts. He knows Alex Jones is going to come on. He'll read them the facts. Hopefully making Alex Jones look like an idiot, the same as he tried with Ben Shapiro. Hopefully Alex Jones doesn't have the comebacks necessary. And it's just so boring and so structured. You'd want someone that had a bit of debate in them. A bit of American knowledge. You can't use British knowledge on an American debate, the same as you couldn't use American knowledge on a British debate. It's just such a weird concept and idea that they've had for a show, and especially Piers Morgan, because Piers Morgan's a prick, man, and British people don't like him, so I can pretty much guarantee Americans don't like him. It's very weird, the whole setup behind this show. I don't even know why CNN would hire Piers Morgan to do this sort of thing. But it's very cringe to watch. If you could imagine watching American on a British show, and then like the American just comes across super ignorant and super stupid, it would make you cringe, because then you'd think, God, I bet they think we're idiots. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's very hard to watch. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. We can keep doing this sort of stuff, man, because you're kind of sending me down the wormhole or the rabbit hole a lot of I don't even know what you call this side of YouTube, to be honest. But if there's more Alex Jones, put me onto some Alex Jones, because he's one of them guys. He's very exciting to watch, and he gets your mind working. I understand he's not always right, and he jumps from here to there like everyone does. He's only human. But it's very interesting. But please put me on some more. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shit, what was that? But yeah, peace out, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow. Put what you want to see down in the comments. Peace out.